Hello, everybody. Um, stay. Thought I'd first video on the channel. Start off with just an approach. It's not too long and painful for you guys to watch. Currently in the Phoenix A319 in the Finnair colours, going down to Alicante in Spain. Yeah, I'm just gonna explain why and how I'm doing things, and other than that, we'll just get straight into it. So, see, our top percent is around 5-ish minutes away, so it's just up there. And yeah, we'll put in our I've already got the approach configured, but I don't have the destination data, weather and that sort. So we will get that put in now. Should see it pop up on your screen somewhere here. Let's go performance. Oh, wrong one. It's right here. Oh, that's it. Alright. So first thing is quickly get our meta for the airport. Where's the airport right? Where you're going to? Oh, yeah, that's right. Alicante. What's the ICO? I actually forgot it. L-E-A-L. Oh. There we go. See if that works. There we go. So we got the metal. So the QNH is 1014. Put that in there. And the temperature is 26 degrees. The wind's 250. Sorry, no. Variable at 1 knot. Oh, okay. They don't like that. We'll just leave the wind side as. And oh yeah, we'll get our minimums up here. So we're gonna be doing the RNAV for runway 28. When also load, there we go. So our minimums is gonna be 395. So put that in there, 395 barrow. Confirm config full. So you see what will happen. We'll take the shortcut. Hopefully, if we get down fast, we'll do a bit 1700 if we want to take the shortcut. So runway elevation is 43 feet. Final approach will be 280. No, not too bad. Right, that's the approach configured. So I'll see you guys when we get to our top percent. Alright, so we're 5 nautical miles out from our top of the descent, or 4 now. So I am, for reference, I am using the MCD on my iPad. As you can see, I'm not using it, and that means I'm also doing the MCD on this. But I will, when I'll do it. I'll show you guys just so you can see it. So I've on my phone like it was before. But anyway, so we're gonna go down to flight level 357. Oh, that's not it. There we go. 357. Alright. Right at the top of the descent. Put that into managed descent. So my best what managed descent is. So on the Airbus, I don't know what's going on my keyboard key buttons, but anyway, you'll see these dots. So if there's a dot there, that means that I'm in managed speed, which means I thought we did that, didn't we? Or did it delete it? Please tell me I didn't delete it. Okay, it didn't delete it. Not sure why it's saying that then. Anyway, so you see that dot means we're in managed speed. Managed speed means that the aircraft will automatically adjusts the throttle with the auto throttle to the speed that's in here. So you see we we already got there, and we should probably put our next one. So we're going out of flight level 280 now. So we'll pop this down to 280. 100%. You can see it's adjusting the throttles, so we can descend fast enough that we get to 280 at that waypoint. Sorry, but not so fast that we end up overspeeding. Same thing with heading. Managed heading is, or you'll see it says nav. That means you're in like managed heading mode. Basically, that's just the autopilot. Moving the ailerons to stay on course with the waypoints. So see here it says more drag. Usually means we pop the speed brakes out a little, so we don't end up overspeeding. We can just clear that message there. And then you've got one more dot here, which is you can say manage altitude, manage descent, manage climb, whatever you'll say. Obviously here we're in descent, so we're in managed descent. If we weren't in managed descent, we were either using vertical speed, which is out there, where you can control how many feet per minute you want to descend, or you were doing open descent, which you can do by just hitting your middle mouse button if you're using a mouse. It won't follow the altitude constraints. And an altitude constraint is these altitude by waypoints. So if I put in flight level 100 right now, it would just go down flight level 100. It won't, stop at 280 and 157 and etc. Same thing with climb. You can, if you're climbing out of departure, you can hit your right mouse button, which will put you into managed climb, so you can just pop in your cruising altitude, 350, whatever it may be, and it will just, follow the altitude constraints. So you just say altitude and then CST next to here, and we usually in purple or pink, and yeah, it will. Whereas you can do open climb, which will just climb up at a safe rate where you're not going to stall, but it won't follow altitude constraints. So it might be 2,000 feet per minute or whatever it may be. So yeah, that's a little quick rundown if you didn't know, and you can pop our speed brake out here. So, and I don't know if you noticed, I don't know if I paid too much attention to it with the camera, but you see you might notice later it will slightly adjust our descent rate, because if sometimes if you put it in right as you pass the waypoint, it will think you're descent faster and it's got to readjust. But yeah. It's a pretty good technology. It's a little bit different than the Boeing. Maybe I could do one of these videos in the Boeing and like 747 with the 777 if you guys want to see that. So you see, once we go to the altitude, it will do altitude, and then we got our next waypoint, which should be at 157. So we'll just pop in 157, 15, and then we'll go to 7, and hit right mouse button. So we go to manage descent, and you can verify it there as well. Throttle idle. That is just an indicator that you see, well, it's still in climb. On the Airbus, once you put in the climb, it's it doesn't actually move the physical levers, because it would be very hard to implement that, because, as you know, there's a physical detents in the Airbus where it needs to. I'll just pop some more dragon, because you can see this arrow here. So these lines is the speed we want to be between, and then that arrow is our target speed. So it obviously doesn't list it there, but that's, well, it'd be what, 250. So yeah. But as I was saying, yeah. So in the Boeing, there's no detents apart from going into reverse. So you'll notice in the 777, the 737, the physical thrust levers, when you're in autothrottle, it will actually move them to adjust thrust. Whereas in the Boeing, it will just essentially change how much power is going through the engine without actually moving the thrust levers. So it still works the same, just a different mechanism. But yeah. So you see right now, obviously there might have been a bit less distance between this waypoint and the last one. So you'll see we're descending at a much faster rate, but we also are going down to a low altitude, which makes sense. Just go to the outside. You can see. You might think, oh, that's pretty. Might be a little more uncomfortable for the cabin. She'll usually be okay. I thought I boarded my passenger GSX, but maybe I didn't. Oh wait, that's why I didn't have the cabin door open. Oh, maybe no, still no. Oh, okay. That's weird. little GSX bug. If you're wondering, GSX is a ground service sort of thing. You can get fuel, boarding, animated passengers. Might pop clip up on the screen of a a GSX boarding sequence. For those who don't know, let's adjust our range so we can see our next waypoint. And you see, so that blue line there. So you notice white line, as you might have saw before. That's where your top of the descent is. The blue line, you see, so it's down here in blue. That means you can send your photos. If there's a number in blue, you're going to be at that number, which in that case, number is altitude. So if it was out here, so if I put us into vertical speed, maybe 500, right? It gets pushed that way further. Matter of fact, it pushed that so far that it's not even on the map. So, and if we put it back into thing, it'll pop back up in a sec, hopefully. Yep, there you go. So you see, and there you go. So, yeah. But yeah, fuel looks good. I don't think there's any issues with the fuel. No, I forgot you can't do that in the Airbus. Using the Boeing, and click on it and it'll tell you how much fuel you need to be at that waypoint. And I actually have my sim brief popped up here, so you can view the flight plan here. And view the PDF. Oh, bring up the PDF. The VL37. So for VL37, where is it? No, it's gonna be up there. Here we go. So estimated fuel on board is 2.7. So by the time we get to this waypoint, we should have around 2,700 kilograms of fuel on board. Pounds calculation will be up here somewhere, because I don't know off the top of my head. But yeah. There's not much to talk about right now. 10 nautical miles away. Yeah, I'll come back to you guys maybe when we get a little bit closer. Once we get a bit closer to this last waypoint here, I'll come talk to you guys. So I'll see you guys on. Howdy guys, I'm back with you again. So you see our next waypoint here is going to be flight level 084. So, see, we weren't fully at our altitude there, so that's why it kicked in the vertical speed, which is just something the Airbus does. Oh, we're going past it. 084. There you go. Oh, so flight level 84. Now we are in Europe, so once we pass 8,000 feet, I will pop us out of standard, which is STD means standard, which just means when you put in your QNH or altimeter if you're in the US or anywhere else in the world that uses altimeter, the standard altimeter or QNH, hectopascals or inches of mercury, which is the two of them, is 1013 for hectopascals, which is QNH, and then it's 2992 for inches of mercury, which is what they use in the US and other places in the world. And basically, once you get above a certain altitude, in the US it's usually 10,000, Europe it's usually 8,000, Australia I think it's, top of my head, I think it's might be 10,000 well. It's either 10,000 or maybe it's 15. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it usually says on the chart, like we put up our chart, you see it. Oh sorry, I was wrong. Most of Europe is 8,000, places like London and the UK. I think it's all the UK might be 8,000, but it's really important you read your chart. It's a clear example. So you see, once you get to 6,000 feet, we'll go out of standard pressure and we'll change it to QNH 1014, which is the current QNH, or at least when we looked at it when we started the video. Now you'll see up here, it's a bit hard to see because all this is so kind of combined together, but you'll see this. Now you see it at you'll see something similar to this at a lot of major airports, places that have very big traffic volumes, especially on arrival. So places like Frankfurt, Heathrow, any big international hub, you'll notice a lot of the approaches. You might even go alongside the runway, like kind of parallel with it, obviously the opposite direction, and then you get vectors, which is, if you don't know, basically ATC tells you turn right, 160 degrees, or turn left, 20, whatever it may be, and that's basically makes it easier for them to control the traffic. Now here, some airports, I don't know, I haven't looked into Alicante. Sorry if I'm saying the name wrong. Any use Spanish watchers, but I'm assuming it's some sort of the same. Usually the kind of what I was saying. Usually it's you go parallel with it. But maybe it's the same thing. Maybe it's just the way the chart was made. Not entirely sure. I've never flown to Spain before. I've never flown to this airport before, so we'll see how this goes. I don't even know if this is a challenging approach. I just realized my speed break was still out, as you could have seen over on the ECAM. But yeah. But usually, I'm assuming, obviously in real life, you wouldn't do what I will do, which is I just go direct and I just put in the waypoint, which would be this one here. I just do that and I do that, which would send me direct. But so I'll just erase that. And I mean, you can self-vector yourself, which you just put the headings in yourself. But it's a lot easier to just do the direct. Now, if you're on something like VATSIM, where there's real controllers, they would usually give you those vectors or headings. But if you're on Unicom or whatever, you could just say, your course, and I'm going direct to that waypoint, whatever. So yeah, essentially most airports have it. I mean, a lot of international airports have it, because especially with the growing number of flights each and every day, they becomes more useful. But yeah, and something we'll do right now is we'll go to our performance page. We'll activate approach phase. Now, approach phase is slightly different to this. Well, it's a lot different. This approach phase here will basically, it will move. See down here, 128. That is our. Well, actually, it should be 127. Oh, there you go. Let's just kick that 127. That's our visual approach speed. So that will be the speed that the airplane will start slowing down to, and we can help it out by putting the speed brakes out a little bit. Now there's an approach mode over here. So this is called approach phase, right? This is called approach mode. Now approach mode, if you click that, I won't click it now, but I'll point it out when I do. It will, under here, it will have localizer and glide slope. Now localizer, and the glide slope is, no, actually, sorry, well, we're doing the Arno approach, so, yeah, but, essentially, actually, oh, here we go, lat discontinue ahead, right, so that basically means it's just telling us, yep, there's a discontinuity, sorry, so it's just kind of a heads up, so we can just clear that, and we'll just move from there. So we will go to the altitude, so 3,600. Now you'll notice it says 3,660. You can't put in, tens of altitudes, or at least not from my knowledge. I can't see where you would be able to. So what I usually do, sorry, that's another thing. If you're see, I'm doing this, it doesn't put into major descent. That's because I'm not actually en route to the waypoint. So we'll just go direct, go to the waypoint, direct insert, and why does it keep telling me into my destination date? I already did that. Anyway, so now we can go into descent. And what we'll do now is start bringing out our flaps. So you can see here, every aircraft has this somewhere. So the flaps 1, you need to be below 230 knots. Put the speed back up. So we're below 230, we're at around 210, 205-ish. Let's turn a little bit. And to bring out flaps 2, or the sun's just going the way, but to bring out flaps 2, you need to be at 200 knots. I usually go a little bit below, so I wouldn't put it out to probably around 195 knots. That's just me though. Because if you overspeed, it's a bit annoying. Fortunately, the sun has just gotten in the way, but anyway, it is what it is. I'll chuck on the approach mode now. As you see it. Okay, actually, no, I didn't realize it was one of those approaches. What is going on here now? Oh. What is going on? Hold up. How about I mess this up? Let me see if I can just re-put that in. And there we go. Go back to manage descent. So I think what happened there, I accidentally triggered the final approach. Yeah, I don't think I've been there. Anyway, yeah. So, if you ever get, if you ever can't put it into managed descent and stuck at open descent or stuck on vertical speed, all you gotta do is you can just go direct, and you can just click the waypoint, and then you can just click direct to insert, and then you should be able to put it into managed descent. Yeah. So we're at 200 knots now, and you see we're start to flashing because we're getting close. We're not at 6,000 yet, but usually within 500 feet, it's okay to. So we'll put this down to 1014, which is a QNH. And yeah. So now we'll put our seatbelts on here. And we'll put on our landing lights. And we'll put on our runway turn-off lights. And we don't need the nose lights. It's not dark and the weather's good, so we don't need that extra bit of visibility. We should start slowing down soon, hopefully. Yeah, and you'll see the Airbus already has our go around procedure put in. So if we were to go around, we would, go, pre-climb to what is it? Does it? No, it doesn't have altitudes. So in that case, we'd do the published missed approach, which is this here. So we'd climb. That doesn't actually have an altitude. Usually, well, you got to be at 4,000 here. So we'd climb to 4,000, and we'd do all that. And then we'd come back direct to this point. So it'd end up being like a full circle. But yeah. So should see the airport over there somewhere. I can't see it yet. Shit, probably because I wasn't looking at the right spot. I think, there it is right there. There's our airport right there. Let me know in the comments. Anyone flown into, what's the place name? Alicante. Has anyone ever flown into Alicante? Cante, however you say it. Let me know. The ICAO code is Lima Echo Alpha Lima. So if you ever flown to it, let me know. I'd love to. If you have any clips as well. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can post videos in Discord. Not Discord. Sorry, YouTube comment section. I think you can, but. So you see we're in a turn now. And now we can probably put on approach mode. So you see it says final approach. That's usually, if you're doing like an ILS, usually it would say, localize and glide slope, and you'd capture localize and the glide slope. but it's not this case here, which is okay. But I'll definitely make sure on the next flights do I have it. We'll do an ILS, so then we could I can show that with you. I didn't do any landing calculations, but we'll just quickly guess. So the runway length, runway 28. Runway 28 is 9,000 feet. So we'll go Autobix medium. That should be sufficient, and we probably need to start slowing down a bit here. I might bring out the speed brakes just a little bit, just to put the gear down. That can if you ever need to slow down and you're too fast putting your flaps out, you can put the gear down. It does burn a lot of fuel. Oh, actually, let me just quickly see. Sorry, just so I don't burst your guys' ears. I don't know if okay. Okay, so that's okay. I'll just turn that off though, because that would be real loud as well. Turn that off. There we go. So, and so yeah, so it's already descending past the 3,600 or 3,600. So, arm the spoilers here. Oh, around them. Spoilers armed. Bring the flaps to flaps 2. Oh, we're speeding up a little bit here. You slow down a little bit. There we go. Alright, bring out flaps 3. We might end up overspeeding here just a tad. Oh no, we should be good. Alrighty. Usually a lot of people disconnect the autopilot around 1,000 to 800 feet. I usually disconnect mine around 600, maybe 550. That's just my personal preference though. But both flaps full here. Landing checklist, ECAM MNO green. Check. So we're good to landing. That basically means you just look at your ECAM. And as long as there's nothing, sorry, I said it wrong. Sorry, ECAM MNO blue. As long as there's nothing in blue, then you're good to go. I think we might, yeah, we're a little high here. Shouldn't be too bad there. Now I am still trying to get used to the new layout of my where my side stick is, because I've moved around a lot recently. We are a little high here. I'll move my couch out of the way for you guys. I'll start my recording too quick so we can go quick landing. There we go. Alright. I'm just going to disconnect the autopilot now. There we go. We got 2 white, 2 red. Continue. Drop a little bit here, sinking a little bit, bring it up a little bit off the center line here. We're very low here, that's okay. So bring the photos back to idle. Oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna go around, Alrighty. We're gonna hit the go around. Oh, are we gonna get around? Yeah, we get off. Alrighty. So you see here. So engage your autopilot. Bring the photos back to climb. Oh, flaps 3. Alright, we need to. Alrighty. Alrighty, here we go. Alright, there we go. We bring the gear up. So you see it. Alright, so you see the go around is already programmed in there. We're kind of 4,000. We'll put that into. Sure, you can't put it into managed climb because there's nothing there. Stop that recording. I'll just delete that old recording from the landing because we haven't been needing that. So we'll go direct Mago. Alright, and I'll just re-pop in our arrival. So I was temporarily into that, just so I can pop the new arrival, the original arrival in. So I have Zulu I didn't have a star. Censor that there. Alright. So you see out of tank fuel transferred. That means we're running a little low on fuel. It's okay though. Oh, the direct did not work. There we go. Alright. So it's count to 4,000. And we'll this bit of the go around is quite boring, so I'll come back to you guys when we're on final approach. Alrighty guys, so we're back. We're gonna take a little shortcut here. So we're just gonna go direct to, what is it? It's not in here. Okay. Oh, there it is. Never mind. Alright, so we can go direct there. And drop down to, what was it? We'll just drop down to our bottom altitude for this approach. This will be 700 feet. So let's drop down to 700 feet. It's not letting me go into the sun. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting one. It's not letting me go and open this up. Anyway, bring the gear down just to burn off some speed. Yeah, quite interesting. So, I think I know why. So I did the go around, and for some reason it didn't put in the actual altitudes. It just put in my constraints, and so it's like, you know, not letting me do that. Actually, we'll just put it at 2,500. Yeah, just because, you know. I think we need to reactivate approach phase, so we'll reactivate that again. And we need to re-put in our barometric, so it's 395. Well, not 363. Oh, I keep hitting 6. Fat fingers. 395. There we go. And just confirm config full once again. Alrighty. We could get the updated winds. So the updated winds are gonna be 10 knots, 32029. Okay, so it's not very. Not something we really like to see, unfortunately. It's kind of a tailwind. It's kind of going this way. It's kind of going out that way, which is unfortunate, but so it will make it work. And I don't know that we'll have enough fuel to go around again, so let's just hope that it's a decent approach and not too bad of a landing. But you'll have to see. So yeah, well, I'll catch you guys when we're on a final approach again, which shouldn't be too long, too far away. Alright, so back there again. We're just going now for final approach. So you see here, we're on the approach nav. It's just another form of, you know, the approach sequence with the autopilot. That's pretty much all it is. Nothing too special. But let's hope that the winds aren't too bad this time. Runway is right there. And the only problem with the I think the mistake was we were a little high, which is probably a case of I went direct a little too early and I didn't get down far enough, which makes sense, but it's okay. If I can leave you with one quote, if you're in doubt, go around. If it doesn't feel right, just go around. There's no harm in going around, unless you've got no feel, of course. Then yeah. We'll go flaps full now. So, I'll see if I can not say the wrong word. ECAM memo no blue, check. So you see, there's no blue, apart from the auto brakes, but that's not good. Yeah, we're just looking at the ECAM here, system. And just quickly check our tire pressures. Yeah, they all look good. So, see if we can get this landing any better. just before the layout, I just want to give you a warning. There's a yap kind of segment happening right here. So if you don't want to listen to that, which I don't blame you, because listening back to it, it's really useless. So the time will pop in the middle of the screen. So if you want to skip all the yapping, go directly to that time. And yeah, thank you. And one more thing, I realized that the whole video you guys haven't been able to hear my game for some reason. So I apologize about that. I will try and get that fixed in the next video. Apologies. So just kind of altitude now, and should catch us in the final sec. You see that green bar coming down, and so we got the final approach, which is sort of, if you see final approach when you're on it's sort of similar to if you're doing a like an ILS approach, like a precision approach. Sort of similar, just a kind of different system. The ILS and the IRN have slightly different systems, but yeah. See how this one goes. I think my seat was a tad higher. There we go. That's better. Quickly before we land, just let me know down in the comments, what do you think the landing rate's going to be in feet per minute? We'll have a look at it after. And also, if you haven't already, please subscribe. I want to. Sorry, I'm trying to grow. I just do this for fun. I don't care if I make a money or anything. Just, do it for the fun. I'm already flying, so why can't I record it? Post it for you guys. I also do TikTok a lot. I've got a lot more videos on TikTok because I just never got around to making YouTube videos. But so I'll have TikTok linked in the description. Yeah, if you guys want to go check that out, if you haven't already, drop me a follow. But yeah. And let me know. If you don't know already, I'm sponsored by Skylink Comps ATC. So if you want to see that, if you want to see maybe a specific phase, there was a good video by a guy him showing off a console. So I'll put his video in the description as well if you're on console and you want to go check it out. It's a great ATC add-on, cabin crew and everything as well. But if you want me to show off the PC one, maybe approach or clearance or whatever, let me know in the comments and I'll see if I can sort that out. And yeah, let's lock in for landing here. Continue. Alright, the wind's a bit strong, so we'll leave the autopilot on just a little longer. And my aircraft. Oh, very big float. Alright, we're on the ground. Reverse is green D, so I have no idea what's happening with my audio at the moment. And there it is. So that was our landing. Oh, and we've stopped on the runway for some reason. Now where do we taxi off? Let's figure out where to taxi off. We have 266 feet per minute. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Not too bad. 266 feet per minute. Not too shabby at all. If you do want to add me on Volanta, feel free to do so. That's my username there. Feel free to add me. I'm usually always doing flights, but let's figure out where to park in this place. So we got GSX to give us a gate. Gates. Let's get a gate here. Progressive taxi. Is it gonna work, or is the corridor gonna crash? I think the corridor might crash. Let's just. I don't know if it worked or not. Let's see. I think the corridor's crashed. Great. Okay, so maybe no GSX. Let's see if I can restart the corridor, maybe. Nope, maybe not. Got my backup over here. Oh, there we are. We got it back. So let's go gates. Small progressive taxi. Still nothing. Okay, mate. Let's just get the runway first. Maybe it might be because we're on the runway. We'll give benefit of the doubt. Auto brake off. No, I'll just let's forget about that. Let's just go back and look at the landing. Bear in mind there won't be any. I won't do the reverse thrust just because don't know why. So we'll just. Sorry for the noise. We'll use the new chase plane feature here. Let's move a bit more off the runway. It's like there, that's good. Set us as the target. Alright. This is chase plane for any of you guys are wondering. I can help. And it's just a camera item. Oh, hold up. Chase plane didn't catch on to me. Whoopsies. Spotting target. Oh, there you go. Oh, very big bounce. Oh, Jesus. Jeez, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, we'll just quickly start the aircraft here. If you well, that's gonna be the end of the video today. If you didn't, if you did enjoy, I would have shut the end sound here. So yep, there and shut out. So if you did enjoy the video, please hit the like, comment. Anything helps. Small creators trying to go here on YouTube, and I'll have my TikTok linked in the description if you can go check that out. It'd be absolutely lovely. And we got some Korean sport on the runway. Interesting. Other than that, I appreciate you guys watching the video, and I hope you have a great day. So, see ya.